Now, being a flat earther is one thing. They have ideas about what the earth looks like, where it is, all that nonsense that comes with it. But when you aren't even sure what the earth is, and you think there are hidden lands beyond our own, then we're talking about a whole different kettle of fish. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Right, back to today's video, which is from one Divergent. Now we've seen him before, remember, and since then he's amassed a whopping 100,000 subscribers. Who knew that that many people were interested in nonsense? Now today he's got a map of sorts and he's going to take us through it. Give me strength.
So, this is the known world. It's a bit different from Vibes of Cosmos, but about 90% is the same. So this is the known world we live in. This is Africa with Europe and Asia and Lemuria. As you can see, Lemuria here is open. And then this is what they would call the ice wall, which is a bunch of lands which are frozen or partly frozen, and also ice shelves. So when you see, for example, this is Atlantis here, and this is an ice shelf, which means like an ice wall. So it blocks from the sea, the water gets until this point, and then everything is ice here.
So from the looks of this, Divergent is looking at a map of sorts of the moon's surface, which has had the continents of Earth laid over the top of it, well, close to continents of Earth, and then a load of other land masses dotted around too. Apparently some of the moon's surface looks like some of Earth's continents. Someone's basically picked out the bits they want to pick out and made it look a little bit like the continents on Earth.
And this is where the Germans are here. You see here, you see this symbol here, the Germans. So from South Africa, from the coast of Africa, you go in a straight line and you have the Lazarev ice shelf. So again, these continents are here, but then there's an ice shelf. So only with a submarine or with a UFO. And this is Neuschwabenland, so New Swabia, with New Berlin and Germans, and then at the south of this island is the UFO bases of the Germans and the U-boats, so the submarines.
Oh, that took a turn, didn't it? The Germans, which by the way are on this particular map are represented by a swastika, a little out of date, are on an island of sorts with submarines and a UFO base. Right. Now I'm sure Divergent has a lot of evidence for this other than this drawing.
So the electromagnetic induction, nothing to do with anti-gravity, proper military technology, and submarines. So it's very easy to go flying with UFO electromagnetic induction to levitation, super speed, or with the U-boats under the sea. So for them, the ice wall doesn't represent any problems. And then of course everything here is German, the ocean here. So Terra Vista is here. It seems that the Germans are on the other side of Terra Vista. Neuschwabenland is very protected. And Liberia. See here, Liberia or Liberia, also German.
What Liberia? The African country Liberia, or is this a different Liberia?
So they took over all these continents, very protected, behind the ice wall. This is where the whole like flat Earth classical map Christian type thing comes from. So they took this part of the map and they just said, oh, we are a special human species created by God and we are protected. Well, in a way yes, we are limited, because you know, if you want to go anywhere, you get to frozen continents, because as you know from the previous videos, this whole area here right now is in the ice age because of the electromagnetic sun.
Oh, of course, silly me. These countries and continents are all in an ice age because of an electromagnetic black sun. Should have known.
Black sun now comes to Hyperborea, Greenland, so only this part here is melted. But it doesn't mean that here they cannot have like proper technology, because with technology you can do anything. So they are in this area. Liberia is very interesting because Liberia comes from liberty, right? So free land, German. And then here also you have Germans. So Asgard, Liberia and Asgard, and Germans as well. And then Terra Vista. And we don't know who lives in Terra Vista, if it's also Germans or something else, or like the other humanities.
Other humanities. So there are different species of humans that live out in these continents that aren't Homo sapien. Oh, and Nazi Germans. They're the only Homo sapiens allowed in that little bit, I guess. Also, Asgard? Why even?
A huge amount of ice. Ice is by portions, because like, for example, here you go, Atlantis has this area frozen, but then this area closer to Africa is not frozen. And then here, this is like North America and South America. And these lands here, which is like Terra Gallica and Terra del Fuego, means land of fire. It's a bunch of lands, but then there's also like ice shelves. So around ice shelves, so there's ice as well, as if like, you know, the ice is being kept there artificially so the water doesn't go out, because of course water is level and it's not curved.
Right, so let me get this straight. Nazis and UFOs behind an artificial ice wall, which is not necessarily artificial, along with other types of humans and Atlantis. Gotcha.
And then these places here, the first islands, are the touristic ships that go, and you're not allowed to go in a straight line. Probably because it's super cold as well in this area, because the electromagnetic sun only reaches this area. Lemuria seems to be fine. This here is Hawaii, and Lemuria seems to be okay. And then this is where the Indians arrived here.
Hang on, Lemuria. Lemuria, a massive landmass next to Hawaii. A landmass the size of Africa by the looks of it. I'm pretty sure someone would have noticed that, matey.
In these lands. Again, I'm not sure. I don't know if who came first, if it's Vibes of Cosmos, the Greek, or this guy from Germany. But at least, you know, you can understand more things in the sense of what is the ice wall and where do you have to go in a straight line. And now this is very important with the straight line thing. So because people just laugh and yell and scream all the time because they don't study, they don't research.
It's actually quite rude, isn't it? Please go on.
It's so simple as to go in a straight line. But as you know, the flights and the ships of this world where we live in, nobody goes in a straight line. So going in a straight line is forbidden. End of the story. And you just say, oh, let's go. Go. Try it yourself. You're going to be laughed at. You're going to be turned away, even if you try, by the military and the army, because that's why we have an Antarctic Treaty. And
a treaty that actually says nothing about being turned away. And also, you think the militaries of this world are more concerned about stopping people going to Antarctica than anything else. You need to watch the news, buddy.
Even if you would manage to get on the other side, maybe you're going to get killed by the weather, because it's super cold for a portion of the way until you reach the good weather.
Well, the Nazis managed it okay, so perhaps it's fine.
And what gives you, what makes you sure that these guys here, they're not going to shoot at you? Because you're not supposed to go there, right? So,
well, if the cold weather isn't going to put me off, then armed Nazi UFOs definitely will. Hard pass from me.
Yeah, that's why it's important for people to believe that we are a special human species, enclosed and protected, and you know, the dome and everything, because that gives people a certain feeling of, oh, I'm important, and you know, I'm good and stuff. So it's okay. Like I always say, if a certain doctrine allows you to live a better life, because life is short anyway and we die in the end, then just believe whatever doctrine makes you happy.
Not at all bad advice, my friend. I can live with that. And
then the story. My fascination is to, you know, to try to understand the whole thing about going in a straight line, the oceans, the ice wall. The ice wall is not a perfect ice wall. I mean, it could be a perfect ice wall if all these continents that are not ice, because there's land, if they're frozen, but we don't know, because we're not allowed to go in a straight line. We do know that wherever you see ice shelf, like here, like the Fimbolisen ice shelf, which is between, well, it's actually between Atlantis, or behind Atlantis, between Coatesland and Terra Vista. But this is a part, well, this is part of Terra Vista, and this is part of Atlantis. So this is all ice here. So yeah, that's ice. Greenland is also ice. And again, because of the electromagnetism comes through there right now. So yeah, it's fascinating.
The thing is, you don't need to try and figure all of this out, because we already know. It's knowledge. Now, you can waste your time with this all you want. You can spend 24/7 looking into it. But please do not tell other people that this is how it is, because it's not. Sorry about that. Well, there we go. A fascinating look at Divergent's hidden land theory there. What do we all think of that one? Let me know in the comments, but for now, we're all done and dusted for another Tinfoil Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching today. It truly is appreciated. Of course, if you enjoyed this particular video, please do consider subscribing to the channel, and if you really enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button too. And I guess if you really enjoyed it, and share it amongst your friends. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a cracking week, and I'll see you on Friday for the second last ever Flat Earth Fail compilation, episode 49. We're going to end it at 50, 2 to go. See you then.